All right, guys, we're back at my locals with some more post-rotation content here, some tabletop gameplay. I've been having a lot of fun doing this. Actually, my friend pretty much just gave me the tripod that he had, just so I could keep doing these videos because he's enjoyed them as well, and a lot of people in my local area have been watching them. So, yeah, we're gonna keep doing this. Maybe at one point I'll like record a whole challenge or a cup, but right now we're just doing some more post-rotation content. This was me sort of testing out different decks before Atlanta Regionals. Atlanta has already passed, but I still wanted to show off these decks that I played. I was actually pretty upset to this day because we had announced like for 2 weeks now that we were going to be doing post-rotation at locals, but people were still bringing their like pre-rotated decks, and it was kind of annoying to be playing post-rotation against people that brought pre-rotation decks. It was still fun. I was still like playing the decks, but here on the left, I was playing my Darmanitan deck. This is a deck that I pretty much built on my own. It was based off of a Crobat deck that I used to play in the last in the last format. But it pretty much just cycles through the Dunsparce, and it plays a whole bunch of Duskulls. So right here, I'm about to Duskull this guy right here. I'm actually playing against a pre-rotation Dragapult, which used to be like BDIF. It's currently BDIF. And I was able to beat it pretty easily with this deck. It has a pretty good matchup into it as long as you draw pretty good. As you guys can see there, I drew the counter catcher. I blew up one of my Dusclops. And then I was able to use Darmanitan with the reversal energies to attack with one attachment, and I knocked out both of his Dreepies. He's trying to set up another one here. He does Iono me. His Iono was pretty good. He was able to get double Nest Ball, but there are 2 Dreepies already knocked out, so he should only have access to one more. Looks like he prized one of them since he did go for a double Duskull. Onto my turn, I Buddy Puffin. One of them is going to be probably a Dunsparce. Oh, okay. Yeah, so since I am above on prize cards here, this deck likes to be behind, so I have to kind of stall for a few turns, which is why I played the Bidoof. Bidoof is a perfect mon for you to stall for a few turns. I was also able to get Pidgeot there out of the Iodo, so pretty good turn overall. I had the switch in hand as well, which is sometimes it's pretty hard to retreat the Darmanitan. Luckily there I had the switch. I do have a few switches as well as the stadium that lets you retreat in Pokemon. So there I had the switch, and we're again just cycling through the Dunsparces. Anytime we use a Dunsparce, we Buddy Puffin back a Dunsparce. So Itchy Pollen here, they can't do anything. They just pass and back over to me. At this point, I was kind of hoping they would knock out the Bidoof. So yeah, we'll see what we do here. I do have double Duskull though, so if I can double Dusclops, then I would be in a pretty good spot here. I mean, I will be able to attack with Darmanitan again, which I believe that's exactly what happens here. So as I mentioned, if you're able to draw pretty good, which in this case I was just, I guess I didn't double Dusclops. I just snored their only Dreepy, so they can't turn that into a Dragapult. So pretty good spot here. The only thing they can do at this point is just pop their Duskulls, but if they do that, they're just going to keep giving me more prize cards. So still in a good spot here. And again, it looks like they have no more Dreepies. They would need a counter catcher. He's trying to retreat his Radiant Alakazam, but that does have a 2 retreat cost, so he can't even Bidoof me this turn. So I have access to all of my items, and it looks like I'm going to get another Dunsparce, draw some more cards, and let's see what we draw into here. Can I do anything this turn? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to set up for the next turn. So Ultra Ball here, I think I'm probably going to grab the bear because I'm getting close to the end game. Nope, looks like I get a Dusclops. I'm going to pop something here. Nope, looks like I'm going to save it. So I'm in a pretty safe spot here. So yeah, I think this following turn it's going to be game. They're just all out of options here with the being Bidoof. Bidoof really does hurt Dragapult as well, especially if they don't have any Dragapults in play. But here I'm finally able to get the double Dusclops, so we're going to go ahead and pop probably both of them so that I'm able to attack. Yep, he gets one prize card. I pop another one. He gets another one. Now he's left at 2 prizes. As long as I don't take any knockouts, which he thought I had knocked out there, but no, I was just spreading out the Dusclops, and now I should be able to attack. So probably makes sense to knock out the 2 Duskulls. So we're going to counter catcher. Here I counter catchered into the Pidgeot and then retreated back into the Darmanitan, but I was being lazy and I just left my Darmanitan in the active, which kind of confused my opponent. I guess he was a kind of a newer player. He was asking, how did you get your Darmanitan back into the active? You never retreated. But I kind of explained to here exactly what I did there. And he was like, okay. So I just knocked out both Duskulls. And he doesn't really have much. He could honestly attach to the Alakazam and start attacking with it. But I don't see any energies in his hand. Looks like he got a Dreepy out of the prizes. So he's trying to set up one last Dreepy. And then here is where I set up the bear. So the bear is really cool in this deck. It just lets you have a late game attacker because at some point you're not able to attack with Darmanitan anymore because I only play reversal energies, which in this case I'm at 1 prize card, so I'm never going to be behind on prizes, which is why I always have the bear for the final attacker when I'm finally able to attack with it. So all I need at this point, since he's at 2 prizes, I just need an energy, and that's exactly what I'm going to search for here with the Pidgeot. And then I can just attack into anything for my final prize card. So, yep, that was a really fun game. Love this deck. Unfortunately, it doesn't always draw as good, so that's why I don't play it too much. But it is a fun deck to play every now and then. Going into game number 2, I have 3 decks left. My opponent chooses the middle deck there, which happens to be Dragapult Charizard, which you guys saw me play in the previous video. When I recorded that other video, I only had 2 decks, this one and the Blissey deck, but I had created more decks at this point, so I had 2 additional decks. And right now I'm playing the Dragapult deck. I was able to set up 2 Dreepies, Duskull in the active, and again, I am playing a pre-rotated Charizard deck, which yeah, this is that Forest Seal Stone is what was really annoying. My deck no longer has any access to that, and when you're playing a deck that doesn't have like access to those type of cards, it just makes it really annoying when they play it. I don't know how to explain it, but this wasn't the only time that we played pre-rotated. After this week, I think there was 2 more weeks before rotation, and even though we announced it, people were still playing pre-rotated decks the whole time. And there was several cases where I would run into decks that were playing Forest Seal Stone. Really hate that card when you're playing post-rotation. But anyways, going back into the game, it looks like I got into a Dragapult my turn 2. I think this is my second turn. I Iono'd, and I think I see the Dusclops there, so it should evolve. Definitely want to take out that Pidgey so it doesn't evolve into a Pidgeot. So thankfully he's playing the 50 HP Pidgey. So I do exactly that, pop the Duskull, take out the Pidgey, and then I'm only able to use the Dragon Headbutt attack for 70 onto the Pheasantipity. I did unfortunately give him access to Pheasantipity since I took a knockout on the Pidgey, but I'm okay with that. I just do not want to give them access to Pidgeot. At some point in the game, though, he still gets access to it because of him playing a pre-rotated deck, and he's able to do some shenanigans, which we'll get to in a bit. But here he's going to Ultra Ball for the Charizard. Looks like he is able to get the Charizard out this turn as well. Thankfully, he doesn't knock out my Dragapult, but I definitely am going to need to set up another one for the following turn because he will be knocking it out in 2 turns. So here he attaches 2 energies using Charizard's ability, which lets him attach 3 fire energies from his deck into his Pokemon in any way he likes. He only chose to attach 2. He also attached the Defiance Band. Is that what it's called? Defiance Band? Yeah. Which lets him do 30 additional damage if he's behind on prizes. So right now he is doing 2. I have 1 prize card, so he's doing 210, 240 exactly. So my Dragapult has about 80 HP left, or yeah, 80 HP. I should get the energy here. The Buddy Puffin to set up some more Pokemon here. Going to set up a Dreepy as well as a Charizard. I do play Charizard myself, so that I'm definitely going to be wanting to set that up for the end game, since he's now on odd prizes, if we continue the double prize with double prizes here at the end, he should be left with one prize, which will let me one hit KO anything on his board. So that was exactly what I was thinking about here. I'm gonna Iono, and the Iono is gonna get me another Buddy Puffin. So definitely gonna want to set up some more Pokemons here. I thought this deck played the Dusclops engine, but I don't set any up here. I'm wondering if I prized them, because I remember I would play like a 2 or a 1-2-1-1 line, I believe, or a 1-1-1 line. I think it was 2-1-1 line. But I didn't bench any here, which means I probably prized my Duskulls. But I do bench the Bidoof. Usually I'm scared to bench Bidoof because he's an easy target for things like Dragapult and Monkey Dory. But against Charizard, they usually don't play those type of things. So I was pretty safe benching it here. Just wanted to thin my deck out a little bit and just attack straight into the Charizard. There's another Lumineon. Gonna let him grab any supporter. Another card I wish I could have access to. And what does he grab? He grabs... Oh, okay. This is the play where he is able to get the Pidgeot, because he is playing... what's that guy's name? Thornton, which is a supporter that I really do miss. There's always instances where I want to play that guy. But he pretty much lets you switch out one of your benched Pokemon with a Pokemon that's in your discard pile. And anything that that was on the previous Pokemon that was on your bench remains. So even like the amount of turns that it's been in play, so that Pidgey is able to evolve, which he evolved into the Pidgeotto, so he didn't quite get the Pidgeot out that turn. I'm pretty sure I knock it out, if I remember correctly. I don't want him to get access to that, but let's see here, because I don't quite remember. So he does knock out my Dragapult. So I am able to attach the energy directly to one of the Dracloaks that's on the bench that had the EXP share. I'm going to start Dracloaking here. The main thing I'm looking for here is probably going to be a Dragapult, because I don't think I have one in my hand right now. So yeah, I have to Unfair Stamp and hope that I draw into the Dragapult, which it is the first card that I drew into. So that was pretty good draws there. But I was fine with Bidooing for a few turns, or actually probably just one turn, because that Charizard would most likely knock it out. But play Nest Ball, failed it. There's nothing I really want to grab here. Just going to get the Fez, because I have that in my hand, and draw a few more cards. And I don't think I've Dracloaked. I'm still missing a Dracloak there. I also got the Rare Candy Charizard, so going to accelerate a few more energies here. Just kind of setting up checkmate at this point, just making sure I have everything set up for the following turn. Yep, gonna Dracloak, evolve into Dragapult, and retreat. And I should be knocking out the Charizard as well as the Fez, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, actually, I think it's still missing a few damage counters. So I'm just gonna put all the damage into the Fez so that I can knock it out the following turn, because I've already been putting a lot of damage onto it. So at this point, I guess it makes sense to just keep loading it up with damage so that I can knock it out and take a hopefully 2-price turn, or at least a 3-price turn the next turn. So here he finally gets the Pidgeot. Didn't target that because I wasn't able to get to it, but I think here he will be able to set up another Charizard. I'm at 3 prizes now, so he's doing about 270 damage at this point. And I just Unfair Stamped him, so he's most likely going to be grabbing a Research or an Iono, although Iono wouldn't grab him too many cards. So yeah, he grabs the Research. Going to draw 7 new cards here. That should give him quite a few things to work with. And yep, looks like I see the Rare Candy. Okay. Oh, you know what? He cheated. I didn't realize he plays 2 supporters that turn, and I just let it happen because honestly, at this point, I'm in a pretty good position. But I'm pretty sure had I noticed, I wouldn't have let him play the boss. But that's fine. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes you catch things, other times you don't. I'm sure he played the boss thinking he had him play the supporter, but yeah, I did cut like a lot of the dead space there, so maybe he was thinking for a while and just forgot that he had played the Research. But that's fine. I'm able to retreat into the Dragapult, and I'm going to play my own supporter. And I Iono him again to 3 or 4 cards. I don't know how many prizes he has left. So yeah, I'm gonna finally get a Duskull on the bench. I hadn't got one down the whole game. But yeah, at this point I have the perfect board state. I have a Dragapult, a Charizard, two Dracloaks, a Badoo, and a Duskull. So I don't think at this point there's any way I could lose the game. And I'm at 1 prize, so he can't Briar either if he is at 3 prize cards. So let's see. He's most likely going to be getting into the Charizard. Let's see what he grabs here. He's going to grab Rare Candy and Forest Seal Stone, which I guess he had never used. Gonna Forest Seal Stone. Probably grab the Charizard. Oh, wait. He doesn't have any fire energies. I think this is where he Super Rods. Or most... Oh, no, actually, he just needs 1 fire energy, so he's probably going to grab the Night Stretcher for the energy. Yep, Night Stretcher. Gonna grab the energy. And I guess he still has access to the Pidgeot, so he could just Pidgeot for the Charizard. There it is. Rare Candy Charizard, and down goes my Dragapult because he is doing 330 damage now, so that's enough to knock out anything on my board, but he's also now at 1 prize card, so I can just knock out his Charizard. So won that game. Now going into game number 3, I have 2 decks left, probably my 2 weakest decks, and since I have been winning, I'm going up against tougher opponents. Here I'm going up against Wally Adelecki, one of the local tryhards. So definitely going to be a tough game. He is playing, I think he's playing our Chaladon. Yeah, our Chaladon. Not with the poison package because screw that poison package. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we just got done with Atlanta Regionals, and I ran up against 2 Archaladon Oh, I guess he is playing the poison package. Oh, I don't know. Okay, never mind. Screw Wally, because I hate that deck. Right now, anybody that plays that deck, I have a grudge against them just because I played against 2 of them at Atlanta, and they were able to poison donk me 2 games in a row, and it did not feel good losing to them that way. So yeah, do not like this deck in the slightest, and he actually is able to pull off the almost the 4 damage. He is missing the stadium, so I am getting right now 6 damage counters, but I did start with Mew in the active. Right now I am playing my Blissey EX deck with Hydreigon. So right now he's squawking and seizing, and he's showing me that he just literally drew into 3 of his Ancient Booster energy capsules. So he's loaded up with them. He's about to poison both active Pokemon, and my Mew does get 6 damage counters. Going into my turn, I did choose to go second. Gonna play my Trolley. Was lucky enough to start the Trolley. Gonna fill up my bench with a Chansey, 2 Chanseys, a Squawk, 1 of the Dinos, and a Terapagos. So I'm attaching it to the Terapagos, and I'm gonna go ahead and Squawk and Seize myself to discard my hand and draw 6 new cards. What do we have here? Oh, I do remember. I see the Lily's Pearl. At this point, I didn't have a Lily's Clefairy, so the Lily's Pearl was my proxy for the Clefairy. But I wasn't able to do much my turn. I was able to Trolley, and then I had to retreat into a Chansey. And yeah, a really weak start, which is why I started to dislike this deck a bit because it does tend to brick. But he's going to go ahead and set up. Pretty sure he sets up his Archaladon this turn. This deck is pretty decent at doing that. Or maybe he just passes. I think he's just going to pass. Yeah, he's going to poison and pass and put 6 damage counters. Actually 8 now onto my Chansey, since he did put out the stadium. So if I pass here, I will get knocked out, or at least my Chansey will get knocked out. So that's why I end up switching here, and I now have energy. So on my 2 energies on my Terapagos, so I'm able to knock out the active Petulant, which does give him access to Fez, one of the most broken cards in the game right now. When you take a knockout, you're able to draw 3 additional cards. Pretty much every deck plays the Fez now. So yeah, he Ionos me to 5. He still has 6. So he's going to Iono into Fez. And most likely, yep, he's going to get the Archelodon here, which is able to knock out my Terrapagos with the poison. Generally, the Archelodon does not one-hit KO a Terrapagos, since I have 230 HP and the max damage they output is 220. But because of the poison, it will knock me out, and because I'm dying to poison, I myself do not get access to Fezandipity, because Fezandipity only activates if you take a knockout from damage. So since I am knocked out during Pokemon checkup by poison, it does not activate my Fezandipity. So unfortunately, do not have access to additional draw. But let's see what I'm able to do here. So I'm evolving into a Blissey, gonna Crispin. Okay, looks like I'm just gonna go ahead and attack with a Blissey. So attaching a Psychic, gonna Nest Ball for a Monkey Dory. Probably going to attach to Monkey Dory, then use Blissey's ability to move the energy back over to it. And unless I have the counter gain tool, which I already see it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to use to be able to attack with the Blissey. So attach the counter gain, use Blissey's ability to move the energy over to it. And now I can attack with 2 energies since I do have the tool attached to it. And Blissey's attack lets me draw until I have 6 cards in my hand. So that's why I drew additional cards there after I attacked. The Blissey's attack, though, only does 180 damage. So with the Monkey Dory, he should be at 210 right now. 6, 12, 18. Wow, why is he at 18? Should be at 210. Oh, okay, I see. I moved the damage over to the Squawk, not the Archelodon. So that makes sense because I am able to 2-hit KO the Archelodon since I'm doing 180. 2 hits should be enough to knock it out. So yeah, makes sense that I move the damage over to the Squawk since it is the most likely to be. It's easy to KO that with Hydreigon's Obsidian attack if I am able to pull that off. But we'll see if I'm able to pull it off. I always love being able to pull it off. But thankfully this turn, he did knock out my Mew with damage, so I'm able to Fezandipity and draw 3 additional cards. Gonna play down the Area 0 Underdepth, Night Stretcher, and I'm gonna go ahead and attack with the Hydreigon so that I can start discarding 3 cards and get rid of some of their resources. And I'm also gonna be taking a knockout here on the active Archelodon. So yeah, pretty good turn overall. I was able to respond to his KO pretty good in my opinion. So I'm going to move over some more damage to the Mew this time. Now, if I ever do get out the Obsidian attack, I should be able to take a knockout on both the Fez and, or sorry, not the Fez, the Squawk and the Mew. But I remember this game now. He does something that made me want to stop playing this deck, or at least change it up. You guys will see here in a bit, but he replaces my stadium with another of the poison stadium that lets you do 20 additional damage counters to active poison Pokemon. He sets up his Duraludon, attaches an energy to it, and then he's gonna boss me. Pretty sure he does that this turn, and that's kind of what causes me the game, because otherwise, if he didn't have the boss in hand, I would have won the following turn. So yep, he bosses up my Blissey, which has a hefty retreat cost of 4. So I need to attach 4 energies to it in order to be able to retreat. He retreats into the Fez because I think it's safe from a Blissey attack if I do end up attacking with that. And wait, why did he attach to the Fez? Because now I would knock it out. But I guess if I knock it out, he just has 2 prize cards left, so it'll give him access to Fez, which is in the active. No, actually, I guess all he needs is to attack with the Archelodon. So yeah, I play Arven to try to look for a switch, but I played it earlier, and I think at this point, my deck only played 1 switch. So here is where I was like, dang, I wish I had another switch. And this match in particular made me play 3 switches in this deck. So I did change it after this to play 3 switches. I'll put a screenshot here of my current deck list. Still a very fun deck to play, but yeah, a lot of stuff like this can happen where they can trap things into the active. But I play Arvin, wasn't able to find the switch, so I get the Glass Trumpet, which lets me accelerate energies to my colorless Pokemon on the bench. So one to each of two colorless. So I attach one to Blissey, one to Squawk. And this should let me attack at least because I have two Blisseys. So all I need is to use the Blissey's abilities twice and attach for turn. Let's see if I got it like that. I'm thinking here. So yeah, I see the energy. So I should be able to attack. I'm just contemplating whether I want to do that because I know I'm going to lose the next turn. So I already know at this point that I'm going to lose if he has the Archelodon. Just calculating things out here. But yeah, I'm going to attack with the Blissey, knock it out, knock out the Fez. And then he's going to promote the Archelodon, and he has the, he has the Archelodon on his head. So that's game. Unfortunately, almost had that one, but his stall tactic did work out. And yep, that's that. Let's go on to the final game. This final game was the most annoying one. By the way, that last game, that was Wally. That was the only game of the night that I had played in post-rotation. All my other games were all pre-rotated decks, so as soon as I saw him discard that Goodra, I knew I was playing Regidrago V-Star, which was, honestly, at this point, that was not a good... Wait, Badoo was already out. Yeah, Badoo came out in Prismatic Evolution, so not a great deck to play for this format, but this guy was playing it, and it has a great matchup into me, so... this deck that I'm playing does not play a Badoo, so yeah, he has a fine matchup into any decks that don't play Badoo. So yeah, I was playing basically the best deck of the format for for the longest time, and I'm playing this post-rotation deck that very fun to play. I love this deck. It's one of my favorite decks to play. I'm playing Flareon with Armor Rouge here. So yeah, I guess I do play Badoo. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think it's enough because I do remember I do end up losing this game, of course, because Regidrago is just a broken deck. But yep, first turn I'm able to set up my Armor Rouge or Charcadet, an Eevee, and I do have the Wellspring Ogerpon, which I benched mainly to have access to the Glass Trumpet that first turn. And then I do go ahead and Squawk and Seize for 6 additional cards. Ultra Ball. This should give me the Flareon. I had to Ultra Ball a boss, which is not great. So get the Flareon. I'm going to attach for turn here. He was wondering how I was able to attach to the bench. I guess he didn't know how Glass Trumpet works. But here I'm going to be playing another one, which lets me attach another energy to my Eevee. And since I have the Flareon, I can now just retreat into the Eevee, evolve, and then just go ahead and attack with Flareon, which allows me to get 2 energy cards and attach them to my Pokemon in any way I like. It does only do, however, 130 damage, so not the most amount of damage. And then I attach both of those energies to my Wellspring Ogerpon. Going on to his turn, Regidrago is going to be doing Regidrago things, and he's going to start by using the Teal Dance to draw 1 card. I'm going to bench another one. Ultra Ball, most likely grabbing the V-Star. Yep, there's the V-Star. So he needs attachment and double energy switch in order to attack with Regidrago this turn. And I'm pretty sure he gets there. He's going to research. Going to draw 7 new cards. One of those has to be an energy switch. Gonna bench another Regidrago. Ultra Ball. What does he grab here? Okay, Fez. I guess he's getting that ready for the following turn. And then there was a Pokestop. So I'm gonna Pokestop and use the Earthen Vessel that he grabbed out of the Pokestop to get some more energies here. So the other Teal Dance hasn't been used, so that's probably what he's going for, Teal Dance. energy switch. I see one energy switch in hand, but I don't see another one. So he's most likely going to be using the V-Star here, which he does. And that's where I look at his deck to see what resources he has access to. He didn't have an energy switch, I guess, except for the one he had just used, but he does end up grabbing energy switch and superior energy retrieval, and that lets him attack. So he's going to be attacking with Gudra. That's going to be his dragon of choice here, which is pretty good. The Gudra lets you do, it does 200 damage, and then you take, is it 80 or 100 damage less from the opponent? I think it's 100. Nope, I just checked. It is 80 damage less. So use another glass trumpet here. I think at this point, that's all my trumpets have been used up, which is unfortunate. I love the trumpet, and I think I wasn't able to use one to its maximum potential, only accelerating one energy. But I'm just gonna go ahead and attack with the Flareon once again, doing 130 minus 80, so only doing 50 damage there, which is yep, not the greatest, but yeah, that's kind of why the Gudra attack is so good. And then my opponent here, I noticed that in this game that I was recording, his shuffling has not been great. So ever since I've been editing this video, every time I play against him, I always shuffle his deck now, because I noticed he just doesn't quite shuffle his deck very much. So going into my turn, he did knock out the Flareon. I don't have a Flareon or an Eevee in the bench to kind of attack with now, so I'm going to probably be pivoting into attacking with the Wellspring, which not the greatest, because one thing I don't like about the Wellspring is that it doesn't keep the energy on the board. It always shuffles them back in, which can sometimes be annoying with this deck, because you always want to have fire energies on the board so that you can be moving them. But I think it's the only option I have, so I'm going to switch into the Eevee. I'm going to use Armor Rouge's ability to start moving all my energy, because Mew EX is one of the it's just not safe to have energies on there, because he can just attack with Gudra and knock it out. So I have 3 energies on the Flareon. I do end up using the Wellspring Overpawn attack to knock out the Mew, as well as put some more damage on that Regidrago that he had attacked with Gudra. Since it was on the bench, it now takes the full damage, so it took 120 damage plus the 50 that it had from the previous attack. But going to my opponent's turn, he's gonna Ultra Ball for the Fez. Flip the script for 3 cards. I believe I did Iono him, so yeah, he kind of drew into exactly what he needed here. He got a boss, and he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, which is knock out my Mew with the Gudra, which is exactly why I moved the energy out of it. So now I only have my Bidoof to be able to free retreat, but I was able to draw into another luminous energy, so going to be using the Wellspring Ogre Pawn attack again. This time I will be able to knock out the benched Regidrago, but I just have to get rid of all my energies. I now only have 1 fire energy on the board after this attack. So I'm going to have to work with that, but I do 100 damage to the active Regidrago, and I am able to knock out the Regidrago on the bench. I thought I was at a pretty good spot here, because Regidrago is not easy to get out of the bench, but I did leave him with a big hand there. So what I totally forgot about is another card that was broken pre-rotation, and I was annoyed when he played it down. It's the Radiant Zard. So he's able to put the Radiant Zard in play. Superior energy retrieval for the energies he needs, attached to the Charizard, and I believe he has Counter Catcher, or what does he have? Oh, he Fezzed and Prime Catcher for game.